Welcome to the first ever episode of Music Unapologetically. I'm your host, with you as always with Highly Unapologetic. I'm Adam, and co-host tonight, and hopefully for the foreseeable future, talking all things music. With us tonight is Travis, my boy. He's been on the Highly Unapologetic before. I don't even remember what we talked about. Man cards.
Man cards.
The man card episode. That's if you want to check him out and see how he's going to do, I think he did great on the man cards podcast for Highly Unapologetic. But tonight we're here to talk about music and music only. And I created this second podcast, man, as a way to get away from the main podcast where we can talk about anything and everything, but we can talk about music. Every time
I've talked a lot, like on the back,
right?
Chatting about
away from the microphones. We have talked so much about music, and it only made sense to bring you here. So, one thing I want to do with this podcast, with Highly Unapologetic and everybody that has come on that show, it seems like we always talk about hip hop, and so the point of Music Unapologetically is to get away from hip hop. I mean, not to get away from hip hop, but to talk about everything. We'll talk about rock, country, folk. I mean, if it's instruments and whatever, we'll talk about it.
Love it.
But we kind of messed that up tonight.
Going with hip hop.
Yeah, we're going with hip hop. Like the first like 3 or 4 episodes are going to be strictly about hip hop, and let me just tell you why.
We can see how people care about what we have to say about other things,
right?
By hearing us talk about hip hop, even though we already said we don't want to talk about hip hop,
right?
So
I mean, we do want to talk about hip hop. We just don't want to talk only about hip hop. We did a music episode, and there's music out there for everybody.
Of course,
some of the listeners may not even like hip hop.
Some may like hip hop and not even realize they like hip hop.
Some may like hip hop, but they may be liking bad hip hop. So we're going to put them onto good hip hop, and hopefully that's what we're doing with the first 3 or 4 episodes. Okay, so let me just give everybody
This bracket's full of both.
Oh yeah. This bracket is full of disappointment. It's full of excitement. It's full of it. I mean, any emotion that you can think of, this bracket has it in it. So let me just go ahead and give you a backstory. Okay, so my sister Kelsey texted me, and the question was Cameron or Lauryn Hill. Now, my sister Kelsey knows Lauryn Hill is my favorite female rapper.
I wore out Sister Act 2.
Oh, absolutely.
Just watching that on repeat.
But I feel like if there was a number one female rapper, based on what she did with Fugees alone, it's Lauryn Hill.
I can get on.
That's to me.
Yeah.
That's me. And so she sends me, Adam, Cameron or Lauryn Hill? And I said, easy, Lauryn Hill. Like, I like Cameron, but not that much.
Right.
Like, I like Killer Cam a lot. And so I'm like, why are you asking? And she goes, well, I follow this Instagram page, and he's running a Best Rappers Ever tournament. And I said, and that was the matchup? Like, how did they put those two together? Adam, I don't know. Okay, who's winning? And she goes, you don't want to know. I was like, oh no, Cameron's winning this? And so what page is this? So she tells me, so this is on Instagram. Y'all can go check it out. I have kept it off my Instagram as a secret so we could talk about it together on the mics
first.
A lot to
talk about.
And the Instagram page is called Jim Fell Nations. Jim Fell's Nation. Okay. So my next comment to Kelsey was, I'm talking all the trash. And she goes, well, if you talk trash, they'll kick you off. And I was like, goal number 1, get kicked off. Yeah. Because this is absolutely horrendous.
Well, when you sent me this topic,
right,
with the screenshots, I mean, first response, shooketh.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm shook
by this thing.
Travis, man, you were triggered. I was triggered. Okay, so maybe it's just the Cameron and Lauryn Hill matchup that I'm upset about. So I started participating. And as I'm going through, I'm number one seeing poor matchups.
For sure.
And number two, I am seeing that his followers have to be 12-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
They're the new rap generation fans. They are definitely not real hip hop heads or fans of the old school. I guarantee their favorite rapper is
Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah, or Travis Scott.
And here's the thing is like, you and I are fans of the older stuff.
Right.
When we see the new stuff, it's not that we don't necessarily like we turn our nose up at it.
I do.
But we see not all of it, right? Because you got J. Cole.
I got Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
That's about it.
But you see the evolution through time, so you know what it could be.
Right.
The fact that these kids are making these decisions ignorantly.
Oh, ignorantly.
Without looking at the old school.
Without actually going back and listening.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to figure out how he matches some of these up. So I'm just going to throw this bracket up here real quick. It's poor quality, but whatever. I'll figure that out, in the next few episodes.
We talked about. I think we uncovered his secret of how he got the list.
And we'll get to that. So let's go over some of these matchups here real quick. Okay, so here this is. So if you look at top left, we'll call that bracket A. Jay-Z against Big Sean, Drake against Pusha T, Method Man against Eazy-E, Fabulous against Nas, Andre Three Stacks against Mac Miller, who he does not belong on here. Cameron versus Lauryn Hill. Rick Ross versus Nipsey Hussle, KRS-One versus Ice Cube. That's bracket A. Bracket B, Biggie versus Common, T.I. versus Gucci Mane, Busta Rhymes versus Nelly, Joey, I'm not even going to say it because he's going up against Lil Wayne, Snoop Dogg versus Lupe Fiasco, what does that say?
A$AP Rocky.
Oh, A$AP Rocky versus Killer Mike, Raekwon versus...
Not to be confused with A$AP Rock.
Not to be confused with A$AP Rock. You are correct. Because every time I bring up A$AP Rock to anybody, they're like, A$AP? Are you talking about A$AP? No, I'm talking about A$AP Rock. You're right. Good. Thank you for that. Raekwon versus Missy Elliott and Fat Joe against Kendrick Lamar. Now, up to the top right, we'll call that bracket C. Tupac versus Mace. Scarface versus LL Cool J. Ludacris versus Ghostface Killer. Mos Def versus Rakim, Kanye West versus Lil Kim, Big Daddy Kane versus Redman, DMX versus Wiz Khalifa, and Big L versus J. Cole. Well, I'm going to have some things to say about that matchup right there. And then bottom right, bracket D, 50 versus Tech 9, Big Pun versus Lloyd Banks, Prodigy versus Big Boy, Meek Mill versus Nicki Minaj, Dr. Dre versus Bun B, Talib Kweli versus The Game, Royce da 5'9" versus Jeezy, and to round it out, Eminem versus Jada Kiss. So here's my first thoughts. Okay. Let me grab this on paper so I can read it better, and I'm going to take this off. Just looking at the bracket alone, okay, and some of these matchups, I tried to figure out how he came up with some of them. You have Notorious B.I.G., widely considered amongst hip-hop heads as the best rapper of all time, okay? So when you're doing a 64-man or team or whatever bracket-style tournament, you're calling Biggie, who's up on the top line, the number one seed. Okay, cool. I get that. He's now going up against Common, who I would pick over half of these rappers, and he's calling him a 16 seed. Okay, so you're calling this whoever made this bracket is saying that Common is either the 61, 62, 63, or 64th best rapper of all time, behind people like Big Sean, Rick Ross, Nipsey Hussle,
Joey Badass,
Mac Miller, that one. Missy Elliott, Royce da 5'9",
Jada Kiss,
Dr. Dre. I like Jada Kiss, but Common's better. Lil Kim, Wiz Khalifa,
Fat
Joe, Mace. I mean, okay, I don't get it. Okay, so we're talking before we start recording here, and I'm letting you know, and this is when the light goes off on both of us. why these matchups are so awful. Again, Jim Fell's Nation is running a best rapper of all time tournament. He's currently running a best WWE finisher move tournament. He is currently running a best superhero villains tournament, best superheroes tournament, and also a best Quentin Tarantino tournament.
Now, is that Kill Bill 1 and 2 go into one movie, or is
I think I didn't pay attention to that because I'm not a movie guy, so Quentin Tarantino, like, that doesn't blow my skirt up. You know what I mean? So it takes listen, I put the first round matchups on Instagram within the past, and it took me like 2 days to do it all. So I get it. So there is his there's his get out of jail free card because he's doing way too much. Okay, but let me just throw this rap tournament together real quick.
Yeah, with all these.
Of all these, yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead and do it, and that's our gripe on him. That's our gripe on the guy running the page. My new gripe is his idiot followers.
Oh, and their responses?
Oh, and the actual responses for this tournament. Okay,
I can't wait to see it.
So, how do you want to do it? Do you want to go through and guess your picks and who you would do so that we can compare them with our followers?
I think that'd be
okay.
Yeah, I think it's good.
So
the first thing, I think griping. I think gripes are not done yet.
Oh no, the gripes will not be done for the whole tournament because I'm following Jim Fell Nations until the end.
I'm curious. Well, part of me wants to get our answer, but leave who we end up picking off until they announce theirs, so we can see how far wrong theirs is.
Okay, so let's just do it by week. We'll do a first round. We'll pick your first round.
Okay.
I'll go through who I would have picked.
all the way.
No. Just the first round.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So let's start top left, and we'll do this real quick. We don't even need conversation. We can get into conversation when we get results.
I like that.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Jay-Z, Big Sean, who you got?
Easy, Jay-Z.
All right. Drake, Pusha T, who you got? See, a lot of people did that, but I still think there's a right or wrong answer. And this matchup I get too.
The hardest part for me is I'm seeing best rapper of all time.
Right.
Right. That's not best rapper of all time on the radio and on TV and on SoundCloud and YouTube and everything else.
Right.
So trying to compare, don't get me wrong, like, I love Drake.
Right.
But do I think he's the best rapper
of all time? No.
of all time?
No.
I do not. Do I think that Pusha T is a better rapper in the all-time spectrum than Drake? Yes.
Okay. And I know where you're going with this. You want to pick Drake because everybody's picking Drake.
I like Drake, but here's the thing. We've talked about how like this hip-hop evolution, right?
Right.
I've watched Drake evolve more in his career than the entire spectrum of hip-hop over the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Drake doesn't know who Drake is.
Right.
And it's gotten to a point to where his songs are so lyrically confusing. At first it was, I did it all by myself. I don't need any help. I don't need a label. Then it became, I got a label. I'm living the life. Songs got better.
Right.
And now, if you took one of his, I swear to God, I listened to one of his songs on the radio, and I don't even know what the song's about anymore.
Right.
There's no coherence to anything he says. So I think that if you look at him, I feel like he's devolving.
I just want to know what rolling through the six with my woes means.
Well, it's giving me woes. It's giving me woes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go push it to you.
Okay, go push it.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Method Man, Eazy-E. Tread carefully because you know how I feel about this. And listen, this is a stupid matchup. This shouldn't
should
even be a contest right now.
Eazy-E is a self-proclaimed terrible rapper.
A lot of rappers are self-proclaimed terrible rappers.
Didn't get a chance to live his full.
Right.
I think Method Man was good, but I think he needed the group.
I disagree with that.
You think? Okay.
Yeah. I disagree with that. But go ahead, make your pick.
Before we got into it, I had Method Man over Easy.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
I feel like Eazy-E needed the group.
Oh, But it depends on how you look at it. Needed the group to be a rapper.
So I feel
his
like
role was so different.
I feel like Eazy-E is a group rapper because once NWA broke up, what did he do?
Died.
He went and found Bone Thugs.
I know.
I mean, I don't care. Tell a death joke. I don't care. But
But then Bone Thugs was
game
changer.
Oh, they're a top 10 rap group of all time. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get into that. Okay.
All right, so who'd you pick? Method
Method
Man?
Man.
Okay,
Yeah.
good choice.
I'm trying to go off of who I initially when I first looked at these brackets.
Right.
After I got over being shooketh about how terrible it was, I'm like, okay, if I had to pick,
All right, Fabulous and Nas.
easy, Queensbridge finest, Nas.
Andre 3 Stacks or Mac Miller.
Rest in peace, but Andre.
Cameron or Lauryn Hill. That's easy. It's still easy, man.
Lauryn Hill. I would have liked to see Cameron go further.
For this next pairing.
I go.
Listen.
No, I go. I
No. Let me.
I feel a certain way about it.
Okay, so hang on to it. So, do you follow the NFL and the NFL draft and all that?
I mean, a little bit.
The very last pick in the NFL draft is they name him Mr. Irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Mr. Irrelevant portion of this bracket.
Yeah.
Because this is I couldn't care any less about Rick Ross or Nipsey Hussle. They both suck.
I get it. I get the hype behind Nipsey. Not even his death, but just the fact that community hero.
Nope, that's not what we're doing here.
I know, which is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But on
exactly,
the flip side,
good.
Rick Ross is a complete sham.
He's a character.
He is not even.
I can't remember who I was having this conversation with the other day, but he is literally he is a character that he made.
The fact that the real Rick Ross, who was a drug kingpin, who spent time in prison,
right,
that came out of prison and filed a lawsuit against Rick Ross, the rapper, for stealing his identity.
Right.
Rick Ross is a joke.
Okay.
So between the two, the fact that Rick Ross is a complete sham artist and a joke, and I don't know enough about Nipsey outside of the community stuff,
right?
And I've heard a few of his songs. And
so
I do like his style. I give it to Nipsey.
I went to listen to Nipsey as soon as he died, thinking, okay, let's see what I was missing, and the answer was I wasn't missing anything at all. And I'm gonna get crucified for this, but Nipsey sucks. Nipsey's horrible.
He's better than Rick Ross.
Props to you for your community and your humanitarian work, but your work on the mic is trash. But it doesn't matter.
No.
Both of them are going to get beat by the next round.
For sure.
In the next round by either KRS-One or Ice Cube. Make your pick.
This is where you went from irrelevant to highly relevant.
This is a battle of the
I dropped it.
the quote F the police rappers.
Yeah. I feel like lyrically, it's different styles.
It's the way different styles.
Two totally different styles.
They're rapping the same thing though. You're either picking New York or LA, man.
I think I'm more picking Paved a Way.
Okay. I like that.
I got to go with KRS.
All right. That's not a bad pick because
KRS When You Don't Stop.
I'd pick KRS as well. All right, next bracket, Big Ear Common. And it's stupid that we're even having to make this decision, I know, but just for
the fact that I can't put Common
down in place of ASAP Rocky or Missy Elliott and make it a good matchup.
Joey Badass.
Right.
All right. I love Common.
I love Common.
I just want to go on the record of that. But Biggie is he's a whole different level, man.
All right. So here's another Mr. Irrelevant part of the bracket for me as well because I think they both are horrible. T.I. or Gucci Mane?
T.I.
Yep. All right, next, Busta Rhymes or Nelly? Another hard pick because we like them both.
No.
You don't like them both? You don't like? Oh, no.
Nelly, you want to know my opinion?
Yeah.
Nelly killed hip hop. And I'll explain. And
Okay.
then you may at least lean into this with me.
That's fair.
But I have this conversation with people. I actually had it a week ago. Nelly killed hip hop.
I'm just glad you didn't talk trash about Busta Rhymes because I love Busta Rhymes.
No, Busta's.
All right.
So here's real quick.
Yeah,
Here's how Nelly killed hip hop.
go for it.
Nelly came out early 2000s, yeah? Started making on the scene.
Yeah,
country grammar, everything's cool, you know.
Saint Lunatics.
I'm digging it.
Right.
Then he released one song.
Grills.
He had one song that ruined hip hop.
Air Force Ones.
Air Force Ones.
Oh no.
And the reason it ruined hip hop is because it took rap, because rap was still about like being in the being in the streets, like it was still in that era.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
He starts talking about some shoes.
Yeah.
Then he starts talking about like up in the club, and he's in that transition period where then like Yin Yang Twins and Little John and Bubba Sparks. It was right in that same time.
You're right.
It opened the door for all these guys that took it from like telling stories to just shoes and money and clubs and liquor and party, and that's it.
All right.
And from then on, we got. So I honestly say Nelly killed hip hop.
Okay.
That's my firm belief.
I'm cool with that.
So Buster's all day.
So put Busta. Go ahead and put Lil Wayne on the next one.
Not even
We're
a
not going to
question.
talk about it. Snoop Dogg, Lupe Fiasco.
I like Lupe.
I do too.
I feel
A
like he
lot.
was not given a fair shake to the people.
He's a weirdo.
He is very weird.
He's super weird.
But his style is
But
fresh.
I love his music.
But Snoop is just untouchable.
All right, ASAP Rocky,
Killer Mike.
Killer Mike.
Duh.
Yeah, Killer Mike's a good pick. Here's one.
This is hard.
It's hard because Missy Elliott is in my top 5 women rappers.
Yeah.
But Raekwon is
a titan.
But I think he's in my top 15. He may be in my top 20. So do you pick somebody who is top 5 women to beat a top 20 men rapper?
Well, I look at the rest of the bracket. Because I know you, I mean, ideally, no, you just look at your pair. But I'm looking at everybody else.
Right.
And I feel like
Missy would have beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 other. And if you put her against T.I. or Gucci Mane, she wins. If you put them against Nelly, she wins. You put them against Joey, she wins. You put them against ASAP, she wins. You put it against Fat Joe, she wins. I think.
I agree.
But you're going against
Raekwon.
Wu-Tang legend, Raekwon the Chef. I picked Raekwon. I had to.
Yeah, I know.
You had to.
I mean, I see you leaning that way.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip that for 1 second and go ahead and put Kendrick down at the bottom.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar beating Fat Joe, of course. I mean, if you need a pass, man.
I'm going to have to go. I'm going to buck the system.
You're going with Missy.
I'm going to pick Missy. Missy is, and only because to me, Missy holds a special like spot in hip hop for me because it was like middle school, like really getting like, I just started learning about Outkast, just started learning about DMX. Missy's big, Buster's big, all the like Fisheye Lynch videos.
Right.
Like, she helped sell me on hip hop.
I can't stand
And I
the
learned to
rain.
love hip hop and like invest in looking into people like Raekwon and all these other guys because of her. So
Well,
I
I'll
have
tell
to
you
pick
this as a teaser. You picked with Jim Fell Nation's followers.
all of them.
Yes.
Really
Just as a teaser, Missy Elliott destroyed Raekwon.
interesting.
And I'm not talking like 10, 15%. I'm talking like 40%. She
Really?
beat him by, yeah. It was really sad to me.
But see, now I'm curious the reasoning.
I
I know it doesn't matter.
They're young. They don't know. So I think they just went clicking. Okay. All right. Next one. Tupac or Mace. And there's no. This is another match. Okay. So second matchup in this bracket is another one that shouldn't be happening right now because I like them both. Scarface or LL Cool J.
I feel like LL got, I mean, obviously way more radio play.
Right.
I like Scarface lyrically.
I went Texas on this. Scarface is from Houston, so I went Scarface.
I think between the two, I mean, I'd agree with you.
Sometimes you just have to go with his background.
Yeah.
You know, when you're faced with such a hard decision. All right, Ludacris, Ghostface, Killer.
Ghostface.
I like both of them.
Yeah.
I like both of them a lot.
I got Ghostface Killer.
But you're not talking about Luda being a legend.
I think it's
Plus, I'll give Ghostface this. He was one of the bad guys on Def Jam's Vendetta. It was the video game, and it was like wrestling. It was all rappers.
yeah.
Ludacris was on there,
Yeah.
I think, but Ghostface was like
The bad guy.
Yeah, he was like
Yeah.
one of the top dogs he
Yeah.
had to beat. All right, next, another horrible matchup between two that I love, Mos Def and Rakim. I picked Rakim, but I also love Mos Def so much. He used to be my favorite rapper.
So Mos Def is in my top 3.
Mos Def is in my top. I want to say he's 6 for me. I'll have to pull it up.
That when I saw that, and it's funny because I have my. I started taking notes on.
Yeah.
Then I have my what. Are we
Watch it. Nope.
Sorry.
I'll edit that.
Beat that. And one of them was having Mos Def against Rakim.
Okay.
I love Mos Def.
Right.
I've been Yasin Bey is.
Yeah.
I got to go Mos Def. Yeah.
Right. Next one, not even a question. Kanye or Little Kim.
Kanye all day.
Next one is another hard one.
terrible.
Big Daddy Kane or Redman. This is one of them that I'm happy either way. I'm mad that one of them has to lose.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm gonna go Big Daddy Kane.
that's a good pick. That's who I picked. Next, DMX or Wiz Khalifa. Not even a question.
DMX.
And the next one, Big L or J. Cole. Now, here is where the young generation shines through because nobody knows who Big L is unless you're just an absolute hip-hop head. Everybody knows who J. Cole is. I didn't know who Big L was until about 4 years ago. I stumbled across a hip-hop page on Facebook. I'm reading through everything, and it was, I think the question posed was, who would you put up against Eminem in a freestyle battle to beat Eminem? And all I kept seeing was Big L, Big L, Big L, Big L, Big L, Big L, Big L. And I'm like, man, who is this Big L dude? So I started listening to him. Then I started reading about him. I would agree. If I'm making a matchup, lyrics, freestyle against Eminem to beat Eminem, I'm putting Big L against him.
Now, if I'm gonna be transparent, I don't know Big L's music.
Okay, I mean that's
So
that's fair.
I'm gonna lean into.
You're
I'm gonna lean into your expertise.
okay. Go listen to Big L tonight on the way home. You'll love it.
Done.
If you like Rakim, you'll love Big L.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Last bracket: 50 Cent, Tech 9. That's easy.
Tech 9.
Big Pun or Lloyd Banks. A lot of people call Lloyd Banks the punchline king.
I like Banks. I feel like if Pun would have had 10 more years of career, but I
Yeah.
feel like he was more of that, like
If
kind
Pun-
of introducing people to the game, not necessarily running the game.
If Pun had 10 more years in the game, he'd be up there with Tupac and Biggie. Dead serious. He was great.
I got to be honest. So here's
Go ahead.
One of my very first AOL screen names had Big Pun in the name of it.
Yeah.
I got to go old school. Big Pun. I like Banks, but I'm going to pick Pun because
I'm
history.
also going to say this,
History.
okay? Because Fat Joe came out with Big Pun.
Yeah,
If Big Pun has 10 years in the game, I think Fat Joe is a lot better than he is.
I hope so.
All right, next one. Prodigy or Big Boy? Prodigy of Mobb Deep, Big Boy, Outkast. Now
You and I were chatting about this.
we were just talking about this. Why Prodigy and not Havoc? Well, we can talk about who was left off.
I think
in a
between the
minute.
two, like style and lyrically, I like Prodigy more than Big Boy.
I do too.
I think Big Boy needed Andre. And
Right.
Andre needed Big Boy for
Absolutely.
different reasons. Left
Absolutely.
brain, right brain. But I would say lyrically between the two, I pick Prodigy.
I feel like if you're talking Outkast and Mobb Deep, they're two-man groups. Havoc did well solo. Prodigy did well solo. Andre 3000 would do great solo. Big Boy, not so much. So I'm not mad at that pick, Prodigy. All right, next one, Nicki Minaj, Meek Mill. This
Well,
shouldn't.
so would Meek Mill, would I also put that with Drake since he ghostwrites?
Yeah. I mean, I guess
So Drake has a chance to come back, Meek.
I'm not mad about it. All right, here's another one that I'm mad at. Dr. Dre, Bun B. Okay, and I'll tell you why I'm mad about it when I start going over results. And I just want you to think of Dr. Dre solely as a rapper, not as a producer,
Yeah.
not as making beats.
No, I agree.
I want,
Dre was a terrible rapper.
he's a horrible rapper.
I go Bumby.
That's who I picked. Next one, Talib Kweli in the Game. This shouldn't.
I did see.
Listen,
I saw the results for this, and I said, you know what I thought? These kids don't know.
these kids are idiots.
They don't know.
They're idiots. Let's just call them Talib Kweli by far, because if you're
most deaf,
if you're propping up most deaf, but you're not picking Talib Kweli over the game, then you don't know what you're talking about.
Preach.
Well, Black Star, right? All right.
Oh, to the mercy.
Yeah. Royce to 5'9" against Jeezy.
So easy.
Royce to 5'9", and I only learned about Royce to 5'9" a couple of years ago when he was on that surprise Eminem diss album.
Yeah.
But,
so you know, there's a guy, I can't remember who it was, but there's a guy who reached out to 30 of the who are considered people on this list.
right.
Reached out to him on social. Who are your top 5? Who are your favorite rappers?
Uh-huh.
Eminem
Picked Royce to 5'9".
in his top 5.
Royce, Eminem also picked Jadakiss years and years and years ago
Really?
as his number one. It goes Jada, Corrupt, Nas, and then me. Remember that rap?
Yeah.
And so I guess that's why we have this matchup, Eminem versus Jadakiss.
There will never, ever be anyone who is as lyrically dense and clever as Eminem.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that people actively do not battle or call him out anymore says enough.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that people, as Chris Rock said, he'll leave the white boy alone.
Yeah, just leave him alone.
Eminem.
Leave him alone. And as crazy as he is lyrically, I still think A$AP Rock is a better lyrical rapper.
Yeah, it's. I mean, to a point, you have to be able to create lyrics that sell albums.
Right.
That's M's MO.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
A$AP's not worried about selling albums on the radio.
Nah.
So you can be dense.
Right.
That appeals to a certain. It's like, do you want Mad Dog 2020 or do you want Dom Perignon?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, you're right. All right, so who on these brackets would you take off and who would you replace them with?
Just take off and replace, not shift around.
No, just take off and replace.
Nicki Minaj needs to come off hard.
Okay, so she's one of mine. I would take her off and put Trina on there.
Okay, I can get with that.
Trina's much better.
I can get with that.
Or, and I'll say this, Trina or Queen Latifah, because I think they're both better.
Yeah. Between those two,
Trina.
I don't know, man. I like Latifah.
I like Queen Latifah. I'm just saying.
Right.
That's who I would pick. Okay.
Let's see.
Who else?
So yeah, Nicki's gone.
I would take Wiz Khalifa off.
Yeah.
And I would put Black Thought on.
Not familiar.
You know the Roots?
Oh, yeah.
Black Thought.
Okay.
I would take off Mac Miller.
Yeah, Mac Miller's gone.
And I would put on Be Real.
Okay.
And
I
then
would pull. I know this is gonna hurt a lot of feelings. Ludacris.
no, I would not.
He's good, but he's not a best rapper of all time.
I mean, I agree, but he belongs on this list over some folks. You can't take him off and leave A$AP Rocky on. You can't take him off and leave Rick Ross on. You can't take him off and leave Nipsey
we
off.
didn't get to A and B yet.
Right.
I feel like C and D was a little more.
C and D is great. Is like
the better half.
Right. So I would also take Nipsey off and I would put Twista.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I mean,
for sure.
Come on.
For sure.
Just the way they did this was just
I would take
horrible.
any of the terrible artists that we've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that, and you and I talked about this earlier, the fact that Doom is not on this list.
I would take off. I would definitely take off A$AP Rocky for Doom. Absolutely.
And every other
Listen, Doom has many personalities.
Mm-hmm.
I would take off Rick Ross for Doom. I would take off Nipsey Hussle for Victor Vaughn. I would take off Fat Joe for another one of his King Ghidorah.
T.I. is gone.
Gucci Mane's gone.
Gucci Mane's gone. Nelly is, you know how I feel.
Oh, man.
Joey, I don't even know who that is. He's gone.
Right. So understand me, people, when I say this. We would do it so much different, and maybe one day we will.
Yeah, I think we should.
once we're done with this tournament and we get some like country talked about and some rock talked about, I want to do a rock one, like a front man, best front man of a band, and I think me and you can put together a real good one.
We got to be real specific about what rock, what kind of rock. Classic rock, alternative rock,
We'll put
grunge rock, death metal. Like, I mean, we got to have.
So bracket A will be classic rock. Bracket B will be grunge.
Dig it.
Bracket C will be it'll be the heavy metal, and then the Godsmacks and the Disturbed.
Oh,
Is that new metal?
That's I think so.
Yeah, and we'll do it like that and just go.
Radio rock.
Yeah. So
Evanescence.
she wins. But anyways, yeah. So that's it. Oh, man.
Please tell me mine was different than theirs on the C and D.
Okay, so let's go over that right now. Where did I put my phone? Because that's where my. Okay, so let's go over Jim Fell Nation's.
You said A and B for me was identical.
A couple of them.
Okay.
No, me and you picked a lot alike.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, so let's just start at the top. Jay-Z versus Big Sean. And I remember I don't remember the exact percentages, but I can remember if it was a lot and a little.
Okay.
Okay. Jay-Z destroyed Big Sean.
Good.
Drake destroyed Pusha T. Eazy-E destroyed Method Man by probably 60%. Horrible. And that's what made me want to do this, okay? Nas destroyed Fabulous. Andre 3000 beat Mac Miller by 6%. 6%. You're talking about a top 3 rapper of all time beating Mac Miller by 6%. Okay. Anyways, Cameron destroyed Lauryn Hill. Rick Ross beat Nipsey Hussle, and Ice Cube destroyed KRS-One. Now, Ice Cube destroyed KRS-One
by the same people who watched Are We There Yet?
Because people, well, I was going to the movies, but they said they saw Straight Outta Compton, so of course we're picking Ice Cube. Straight Outta Compton. We watched that cool hip hop movie. So now all of a sudden we're good on that. All right, next one. Biggie destroyed Common. T.I. beat Gucci Mane. Busta Rhymes destroyed Nelly. Lil Wayne, whatever. Snoop Dogg destroyed Lupe Fiasco. And again, guys, this is the Jim Fell Nation results. A$AP Rocky destroyed Killer Mike. Missy Elliott killed Raekwon. And Kendrick Lamar killed Fat Joe. Next, Tupac killed Mace. LL Cool J beat Scarface. Ludacris killed Ghostface. Mos Def killed Rakim. Kanye West won. Redman beat Big Daddy Kane. And I'm not mad about it because I love Redman. DMX beat Wiz Khalifa. And J. Cole beat Big L. Now, teaser. They're done with the round 2. Okay? J. Cole killed Big L and then got beat by DMX. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm happy about it. But that shouldn't have even, it should have been a DMX Big L matchup anyway.
Yeah.
So whatever. All right.
Worked out.
And the next one. 50 Cent beat Tech 9. Lloyd Banks destroyed Big Punisher. Stupid. Meek Mill beat Nicki Minaj. Big Boy destroyed Prodigy. Now another teaser. Big Boy destroyed Prodigy and then beat Meek Mill by 2% in the next round. Mm-hmm. Okay? Let that sink in for a second. Mm-hmm. Big Boy beat Prodigy by a lot and beat Meek Mill by 2%. I hate people. Do you understand? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand.
I'm looking at ours.
Right.
And it's getting harder.
Right.
If your bracket's getting easier to pick a winner,
right,
you're not picking the right choices. If you get to the last one and go, oh, duh.
It was at this point I messaged Jim Fell Nation.
Oh, did he respond?
I'm still I'm still a follower. He hadn't kicked me out. It's a private group.
What's good?
So I haven't gotten kicked out yet.
Well, he hasn't received your message yet.
He has not received my message yet, obviously. But anyways, okay.
We'll send him a link to this.
Yeah, we're tagging him all day. Dr. Dre destroyed Bun B. Mm-hmm. The Game destroyed Talib Kweli. It's time to go home. Jeezy.
Can we just stop for a moment?
This one surprised me. Jeezy beat Royce to 5'9".
That's because people don't know who Royce the 5'9" is.
Right. No, with those Eminem albums.
But not everybody's listening to
But
them.
a lot of the new age fans don't like Eminem.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
When you see Joe Budden get all butthurt about him all the time.
Joe Budden's trash.
Play your one song and shut it.
He has one?
He has one. I have to Google it, but I know he has one.
Okay, he's got a hit. And Eminem killed Jada Kiss. I'm not surprised about it. Okay. So, let's see if the followers, my friends and listeners and other podcasts and whoever else got it right. All right.
Let's see if I'm curious if they lined up with us.
Adam's followers, for highly unapologetic, fellow podcasters, and the like. Jay-Z destroyed Big Sean.
Beautiful.
Drake destroyed Pusha T. Method Man destroyed Eazy-E. Nas destroyed Fabulous, and Andre 3000 destroyed Mac Miller, as it should be. Lauryn Hill destroyed Cameron. Again, the one nobody cares about, Rick Ross beat Nipsey Hussle, and Ice Cube beat KRS-One by something like 91%. It was like 91-9.
That hurts.
It does. I'm not bad about it because
To all of our listeners,
Yes.
your homework tonight. I have homework. You have homework.
Yeah.
Go home and listen to KRS.
Just listen. In fact, here's what I should do. Okay, Jim Fell Nation is making a playlist.
Okay.
With all these people,
To educate.
we should do the same.
Agreed.
After we hit stop recording, we'll do that.
Beautiful.
And we'll put it together. All right. Moving along. Where did we leave off? Okay, Biggie beat Common, and it wasn't even close. T.I. beat Gucci Mane, and it was close.
Pre ice cream cone or post ice cream cone?
I don't even care. You know, I don't care. I really don't. Busta Rhymes beat Nelly.
Thank God.
Lil Wayne won, of course. Now here's the one that here's one of them that I was really surprised about. Snoop Dogg only beat Lupe Fiasco by probably 20%. And I'm happy about that because that means my followers and my listeners and my friends, they step out away from the radio and actually listen to music.
For sure.
You know, and I can appreciate that. A$AP Rocky destroyed Killer Mike, which makes me take back every good thing I just said about my friends and listeners and followers and all that stuff. Yeah. Because A$AP Rocky.
Indian giver.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. Raekwon barely beat Missy Elliott. I think it was a matter of like 5 votes. And Kendrick Lamar beat Fat Joe again by probably 90%.
So even though I see some differences here, I see a lot of next round lining up.
Right.
I see a lot of like.
I feel like that's where bracket style tournaments like this, that's where it really counts. Your big point, like if we're awarding points, your big points are coming right here.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? These
sure.
1 or 2 points, but you're getting into your big points over here. All right. Bracket C, listeners, friends, fellow podcasters pick Tupac over Mace. They picked LL Cool J over Scarface, which I'm not mad about. I get it. This one was not even close. Luda destroyed Ghostface. I'm talking like 60%, 70%. It was bad. Mos Def destroyed Rakim. And that one actually started out close. I think it was 50-50 for the first like 6 or 7 hours. And then everybody came through and just took off. Kanye beat Lil' Kim, no problem. Redman beat Big Daddy Kane. It wasn't close. DMX killed Wiz Khalifa, and J. Cole killed Big L. And I set Big L up for this because he took a big L, and on the picture that I posted with the voting, he's holding up an L. So I could have jinxed him. You know what I mean?
Should have knocked on.
Yeah. Sorry, Big L. Rest in peace, buddy. All right. Last bracket. 50 Cent killed Tech 9. Big Pun killed Lloyd Banks.
Big Pun.
Yeah. Prodigy beat Big Boy, which I'm happy about. Meek Mill beat Nicki Minaj. And here, Dr. Dre beat Bun B. Okay? And I know a lot of people who love Houston rap. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand this. So shout out to everybody who picked Bun B, including myself, including you. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are the real ones. All right? Because, listen, Texas rap, Texas hip-hop, it does not get the love that it deserves.
No.
At all. We've got some trash rappers out there.
For sure.
Lil Flip sucks.
But can we appreciate Swishahouse?
Absolutely.
Chopped and Screwed.
When you're talking, okay, listen.
They have their own like
genre of rap.
I mean, it's a whole different game.
Listen, give me Big Mo. Mm-hmm. Give me DJ Screw. Mm-hmm. Give me Mike Watts. Give me who's the white boy? Paul Wall, Chopped and Screwed, not commercial. Give me Chameleonaire before he signed his big deal. Mm-hmm. Give me Slim Thug.
I love Slim Thug. Still love him.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Give me all of them.
Vice for people who aren't familiar, who want to get a nowadays taste of when, like, I remember in high school yelling down the hallways, Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones, right? So for people that aren't familiar with this, Vice, not long ago, did a little, like, 10-minute mini doc.
You're talking about the TV channel Vice?
So they have a YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure it was Vice. But they followed Slim Thug and did, like, a day in the life of something. It was like a 10-minute little... Uh-huh. So you got to see Slim Thug now.
Right.
He's a little older, still just cool dude. Mm-hmm. Go watch it.
Okay.
He's just so cool.
He is
so cool.
He's super cool.
So cool.
But I will take all of them underground before the ones who signed big deals signed their big deals. I'll take all of them over probably 80% of this list.
Sure.
Right here.
For sure. I called Mike Jones
every day a week. Did you?
Yeah,
did he answer?
Put his number out. That's your voicemail.
Yeah, I just went straight. Yeah, I did too. I left a voicemail though.
Hey,
I told him to call me.
330-8005.
Yeah. And I told him to text me. But yeah, he could text. You can text me. You don't even have to call me, and we'll hang out. I'll come to Houston
anytime. All the time.
You know they used to clown Mike Jones when he was on what was that stupid show on MTV? Nick Cannon show. Wild 'N Out. He called and got himself on. They didn't call and invite him. He called and said, I want to be on it, whatever. So they clowned him for it. Mike Jones, listen.
He's a hustler.
No, absolutely. How do you clown that dude for hustling like that and getting himself on TV and getting that publicity?
All his songs are about how he got made fun of and then how everybody loves him.
And we're acting like we're gonna go listen to Nick Cannon's music before Mike Jones's music.
I saw something the other day that made me laugh.
His one song says, "I'm a gigolo with lots of dough."
I don't even know.
Oh, good job.
Because this is why I laughed.
You rhymed it too.
This is why I laughed. I saw something the other day that said, everybody's talking about Wild 'N Out. Name 3 Nick Cannon songs.
Gigolo is the only one I know.
I don't know. I can't name a single one.
I found that out on accident. Don't. So then I'm watching Nick Cannon stand up, and I made it 2 minutes into it before I turned it off. He's a clown, man. He's an idiot. All right, where do we leave off?
Talib.
Talib Kweli got beat by the game again. That's a product of just not knowing.
Not knowing.
Jeezy beat Royce, which a lot of people like that trap music, man.
I know.
I don't get it. I don't like it either. Like the Gucci Mane, I don't get Gucci Mane's music. I'm just not into trap music like that. And, of course, Eminem beat Jada Kiss. All right. Now, let's do this to close the show. We're at about 50 minutes. Got about 15 or 20 minutes left. What we can do now is take yours and let's fill out who you think should win these matchups that you have right here. And so that way next week we'll have it and we can compare to round twos, whatever you got. All right. Good. So you have Jay-Z versus Pusha T.
Jay-Z.
You have Method Man versus Nas.
Nas. All day.
Okay, see, I would pick that based on I would base that on what other people think. My personal, I would pick Method Man. Method Man's my number one rapper. He's my favorite rapper.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
We have to have a whole episode on that.
Well, we will. We can. But based on what everybody else is going to pick, Nas is going to win that matchup.
Nas sold me.
When he destroyed Jay-Z?
When he destroyed Jay-Z and Ether.
When Jay-Z admitted he destroyed?
And decided he needed to have a collaboration.
Yeah.
And for those that haven't heard Nas' song where he raps an entire story backwards.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Rewind.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
He raps an entire story backwards about how he shoots a guy that's on his block all the way back to when he gets the phone call.
Oh, nice.
You go back and listen to that.
I got to listen to that.
Change your mind.
So here's what's going to happen. People don't understand that Jay-Z admitted Nas destroyed him with Ether, but they're going to pick Jay-Z anyway.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Which is stupid.
Which is not.
Okay, go ahead.
Andre or Lauryn Hill?
That one's so hard, man. That one's so hard because, listen, as much...
Here's the thing. Is it Andre or is it Outkast? You know what I mean? Like, am I putting Andre and just his verses and just his songs against Lauryn Hill? Or am I putting Outkast against the Fugees?
Okay, right. Okay, so if you're doing... That's what I was about to say. If you're doing that with Andre, you have to do that with Lauryn Hill because if you listen to Lauryn Hill solo, she's singing.
Yeah.
She's not rapping. Fuji, she's a rapper.
Yeah.
So you have to. I think you gotta go Fuji's Lauryn Hill, Outkast, not solo, Andre 3000.
Sorry, Lauryn Hill.
That's who's gonna win.
You're one of my favorite singers.
Oh, that's who's gonna win.
But Andre.
Even though you hate white people, Lauryn Hill, I still love you.
I saw her live with Nas in concert in Atlanta.
Oh, really?
It was amazing.
Was it?
She was coked out of her mind.
Oh, I bet she still is to this day. All right, Nipsey or KRS?
KRS One.
All right. Now you got Biggie or T.I.
Biggie.
Who's that?
Busta Rhymes and Lil Wayne.
So you know how the people are going to vote.
Oh, they're going to vote Lil Wayne.
They're going, but I urge them to go listen to Dreadlock, Busta Rhymes, and it might be closer than people think. I love Dreadlock, Busta Rhymes. The yeah, that one.
I think that Busta. Yeah, you got to get the right ending.
He's not a Buster.
I think he. I'm not gonna get into it. Buster.
Hey, man.
I love Lil Wayne, but I love Lil Wayne. If for people that think like only about Lil Wayne's radio stuff, go listen to No Ceilings.
So apparently his mixtapes are better than his studio.
Go listen
albums.
to No Ceilings. He did a freestyle over Ice Cream Paint Job. That is literally the most lyrically clever song he ever put out. Every single line is a play on words. Every single line is a joke.
Right.
There's not one line that is. It's all. Just go listen. It's Lil Wayne's Ice Cream Paint Job from No Ceilings 1.
Right.
Incredible. Snoop Dogg.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this before. I'm not mad at the Busta Rhymes pick because I think it was me, Jazz, and Wes did our top 40 rappers. Lil Wayne did not make my list. I cannot stand Lil Wayne's music.
Really?
Yeah, but I know how the people vote. So
Eminem said Lil Wayne was one of his tops.
well, Eminem, I think was 15 for me.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I do want to see that list. Snoop Dogg or Snoop Dogg or Killer Mike.
it's
Snoop.
Yeah,
Missy or Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick. I'm getting in the car and I'm saying, man, I feel like listening to Kendrick Lamar more than I'm getting in the car and saying, man, I want to listen to Missy. You know what I mean?
See, I'm vice versa.
When it's Missy, it's because it's on the radio. I'm
seek out
stopping.
Missy.
Okay, I don't necessarily seek her out. All right, Tupac versus Scarface.
Tupac.
Yeah, right there. Okay, right there. I think Biggie is on a completely different level than Tupac. Okay, I think I put Biggie at number 3, and I think I had Tupac like at 9.
I can see that.
Okay,
different styles.
Tupac tells a good story, but
Biggie tells a good story in a better way.
In a way better way.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right.
Ghostface and Mos Def.
Go.
You're starting. See, now it's like
the Ghostface versus Mos Def should be like a Elite 8 round. You know what I'm saying? Not a round of 32.
Me, Ghostface should be over Big Daddy Kane or Kanye.
Right.
And I shouldn't have to have.
Right. Absolutely agree.
I got to go with Mos.
Okay. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it.
Kanye or Big Daddy Kane?
Big Daddy Kane would be for me.
Yeah, I agree.
DMX or Big L? It would be Big L for me.
Now, see, I went with you because you know him and I didn't.
Right. Yeah, and don't do that.
For this, I'm going to have to go deep.
I know you, everybody loves DMX.
I love the fact that he writes his own songs, and every album he wrote a prayer to God.
Wait a minute. Did you pick Tech 9 over 50?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Also, one of my beefs with this bracket was 50 Cent being at the top of that bracket says he's the 1 seed over Eminem, the 2 seed.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, I picked Tech 9 over 50.
What an idiot.
And
a Big Pun versus
Tech 9.
Oh, that's easy. Big Pun.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with you on that.
Wow. That was like a lot of thinking you did there for that.
I was looking at, because I'm thinking back, I like 50, but I appreciate Tech 9 more.
Right.
I like Lloyd Banks, but I appreciate Big Pun more. So now it's like between the appreciations, like which one do I appreciate more between the two?
Right.
Prodigy and Meek.
That's easy.
Prodigy.
That's easy.
Bun B and Talib.
Oh, that one's hard too.
I gotta go with Talib.
I
just love that. His style, man.
I like his delivery a lot.
I like his style.
But I think Bun B being Texas would have pushed him over for me.
This is probably the hardest one.
Royce and M. Nah, it's M.
I know, but Royce is...
You don't know Royce if you don't have M. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You don't. All right, well, that's how it looks, my friends. From our boy Travis. Can you come next week? I don't want to do these 2 weeks separated at a time.
We'll probably get in here next week.
All right.
All depends on the coaching schedule, but
okay. Well, let me know because I'm going to have somebody else sitting right next to you too.
Perfect.
Have a friend of ours come and join. But what I want to do now, that's I'll be putting the brackets up on the Highly Unapologetic Instagram page. So go follow that and put your votes in. Make your votes count. Now tell the people somebody to go listen to this week. Okay? And let's use these matchups.
I'm going to let you start that.
Okay.
Because I'm going to go. I'm at the break.
Okay, you hit the 2.
I have mine ready to go.
Okay, I'm going to let everybody know next week's matchups. All right, for bracket A, Jay-Z versus Drake. Method Man versus Nas. Andre 3K, or 3 Stacks versus Lauryn Hill. Rick Ross versus Ice Cube. Bracket B, Biggie versus T.I. Busta Rhymes versus Lil Wayne. Snoop Dogg versus A$AP Rocky. And Raekwon versus Kendrick Lamar. Bracket C, Tupac versus LL Cool J. Ludacris versus Mos Def. Kanye versus Redman, and DMX versus J. Cole. In the last bracket, 50 Cent versus Big Punisher, Prodigy versus Meek Mill. Now listen, everybody. Everybody who's listening to this, if Meek Mill comes anywhere close to beating Prodigy, our friendship is over. Let's just say that right now. Dr. Dre versus The Game, and Young Jeezy versus Eminem. And so looking through these this bracket in the second round, or these matchups in the second round, I want y'all to go listen to. Man, this is hard to try to influence somebody by listening to something. Because I know how a lot of these people are going to vote anyway. So I will say I'm going to go with the Raekwon versus Kendrick Lamar matchup. And I'm going to say, before you pick Kendrick Lamar, actually go listen to Raekwon. Mm-hmm. And actually go listen to Wu-Tang, specifically Raekwon's parts on those. And do it that way. As well as Fuji's The Score. Listen to Lauryn Hill actually rap before you just go push Andre 3000.
I think anybody that voted for Mos Def but didn't bring Talib needs to go listen to Black Star.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta listen to
the two of them.
Okay, so now take a look at these results. Okay, on how our followers picked it, and try to sway a vote by telling them to actually listen to somebody.
Nas, first of all.
Right.
Nas. Go back and listen to Nas. Listen to One Mic.
Okay.
Listen to Rewind.
Now, on the flip side of that, go listen to Tikal, Method Man.
Okay.
And you might change your mind.
You listen to mine, I'll listen to yours.
Yeah.
Good God.
I know that these are matchups how they should be, except for the Snoop and Aesop. That's trash.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I feel like these are going to go just the way they should.
I don't know, man. I think the younger group's going to get Meek Mill over on Prodigy. But actually, listen. Don't even go listen to Mobb Deep. Go listen to Prodigy's solo stuff.
Just listen to Mobb Deep.
I mean, you can do that, but then you're gonna. That'll definitely make you question. Well, where's Havoc?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, at least to get appreciation for it.
Yeah.
But no, for sure. Listen to Prodigy. Listen to Mobb Deep.
I mean, that's all. Everything else is going to just fall into place that it is.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what? No, I got another one. Go listen to Redman so you don't just pick Kanye.
Say that.
Yeah, go. I love Redman.
Go watch Dave Chappelle season 1.
Redman to me is by far one of the most underrated rappers ever. He is like the unofficial Wu-Tang member that's not a Wu-Tang member.
It sounds like take him out and put Flavor Flav in.
You're out of here. You're not coming back next week. And for those of you who are just so convinced that J. Cole is that much better than Big L, go listen to Big L.
That's on my homework.
It may not change your mind to be able to come back here and say, okay, yes, Big L is definitely better than J. Cole, but I guarantee you will come back here and you'll be like, I'm a fan.
No, for sure.
I'm definitely a fan because Big L he's great.
See, if I see a name I don't know on this list,
right?
I'm curious.
Oh, you have to.
I want to know.
But yeah, Big L, and it's the same thing with Big Pun, and it's the same thing with Biggie. He died way too early. You know, he died before his career could hit that apex. I mean, go listen to him. Anyways, man, we're about an hour and 5 minutes. I want y'all to go like and subscribe and share. Y'all can follow Highly Unapologetic, the podcast, to get all the information for music unapologetically. I'm just going to put everything on there instead of making a whole brand new Instagram page. But I will have a separate page as far as YouTube. Our YouTube will be Music Unapologetically by itself. And then when you go and search for this episode and these music unapologetically, it'll be separate on iTunes, Spotify, all that. So Highly Unapologetic and Music Unapologetically will all be separate on everything except Instagram. So y'all go check that out. These first few episodes, I think we're going to do weekly, but once this little bracket style tournament is over, we're going to do it twice a week. We'll record on the weekends, and then I'll throw it out live sometime during the middle of the week. But I want to get some consistency going. But anyways,
I think to
go for it
as a final thing. If we're talking about best rapper of all time, you got to have the. I mean,
that's the original rap.
That's rap, right? The 1940s.
And with that,
best of all time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And with that, we're out. We'll see y'all next week.